trying to ascend to the top, and this is their starting point. It's now up to Yujin, Mitane, and Acronic to stop that climb. First best of 7, open number 2. Let's get it started.
We go again, another day of the RLCS, more excitement, and Gibbs, this time it's between Ascend and Startpoint. And as Joey pointed out, I'm the only person to go for Startpoint. I just feel that they've got a little bit more experience. And now we're here in the latter stage on the mainstream. That certainly counts for something.
Oh, absolutely. But this is a golden opportunity for both these teams. Again, when there's 2 teams that come into their first top 8, it really comes down to, all right, golden opportunity to take a win and push for a top 4. But do what 100% did last time and spoil the hopes and dreams of other teams. So we'll see who comes out on top here. But my one player that I am watching is Nico. You have to look at him. He plays defense more than most. He was like bottom 5 on defense, or actually top 3, I'm sorry. A top 3 playing defense, but number 3 in goals per game. So he's going to play that third man role, look for the cleanup opportunities, and score a ton of goals. So look out for Nico.
In your games, Gibbs, from back in the day when you were pro, semi-pro, partly pro.
Again, long time
you
ago.
played with Kronovi. Exactly, a long time ago indeed. But this is the here, this is the now. And these 2 teams are players that are trying to make a name for themselves. The Startpoint players got some more of the old guard. Got Mitane, who seems to have been about in the RLCS for donkey's years now, as he's almost got into action on the goal line. And Acronic as well. I always get excited when I see him playing here in EU, especially in the playoffs, because he burst into the scene. He was such an exciting player.
Oh, absolutely. Like top 4 world championship player, then almost took like a year off. So finally, he just places into a grand finals in the final EU Open last year. So shows that he's has the capability to be a top player. Still, we'll see Nico off the back wall trying to clean up the pass. Matt is going to have to leave this for Juke, and we'll see if they can get any offense going for Team Ascend.
Yeah, so far it seems to have been Ascend that have had more of the ball. The team in blue, as Mitane gets one towards Giuk on the goal line. Mitane's going to try and get this one over the Frenchman, but Matt should be able to take this one away via a pinch. Decent play from Ascend. You can see why they won this first game 3-0. I don't think it's going to be a smashing, but they certainly seem to have more of the ball. They seem to be getting there faster at this point.
Yeah, but we got to watch out because there was a correlation, a positive correlation. More time played on defense meant you won more games in the EU Open number 1. We saw that a lot with teams like 100%. They would finally go on offense, but they would get counterattacked and be scored on immediately. So even if you are on defense, it's more about when you're on offense and you have to just boost control everyone out so they can't get those counterattacks.
Oh, well, there was your perennial defender who almost got a pull shot right there, reminiscent of Gods Millers against K-Dop all those years ago. Almost followed it up himself as well, so a nice couple of attempts there. Here comes Nico again. Wants the flick over Eugen, gets it, it's up the crossbar. Surely no mat though. He finishes it up, and that is 1-0 finally.
Oh, Juke. He should have probably had this one for sure, just didn't read it properly, but luckily enough, all 3 members collapse on the net. Matt cleans it up and Ascend with the early lead.
Well, they've had the pressure, they've had the opportunities, and finally they have a well-deserved goal. Only 3 shots to their name, despite having the ball in orange territory for most of it. Nugent can come quite straight forward. Hopefully that will give Startpoint a little bit of hope. The fact that they are relatively limiting their opponents to not too many shooting chances. As Giuk, it's a slightly loose one forward. Matt makes something from it, and Acronic's back to defend.
Nice controlled save, but then just throws the ball away a bit, and Nico making a good challenge off the ceiling. But the ball goes into the blue half. Matt, great challenge. Yujin has to back out with 0 boost.
Decent 50 towards Mitane there, but he leaves that one actually for his teammate to shoot. What a great decision that was. Matt gets a save across the goal. I thought for a second that Mitane would have taken that one himself. He opted not to. It was smart. That's the experience I was talking about from these old heads. It didn't quite work out to a goal, so Ascend stay in the lead. Mitane sends that one towards Acronic. Wants to get the double tap and does, but not really to any avail. So half a moment so far for Startpoint, but Ascend looking the better.
Yeah, one scoring chance maybe for Team Startpoint there, but it was mostly just bad midfield play on both sides, really. Sloppy play coming out again in the midfield, and Nico will just get a free one.
Not the best defending there, Acronic. Trying to force it to you.
Oh, no.
It's like, all right, you don't want my pass? Fine, you can't have the ball either then.
Chronic does not want to see that one again, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I did base my prediction on the fact that he had plenty of experience, but if that's what he's applying it to, then I might be in trouble here with my prediction. And so too might Startpoint, more importantly. Eugene comes forward, gets a decent demo, and they do get back on the board. It's Metain.
That is a great morale booster here. Eugene, great pass out with the aerial bump as well on Matt, and Metain slotting it to the only spot he can, the far post. And when you have a bad play, the best thing that you can possibly do is score immediately after. Team Startpoint back in it.
See what Acronic was trying to make happen. He was like, look, you just need a little bit of inspiration, Eugene, with that bump, and so it proved to be. He got the bump right back onto Ascend, so smart play there, retroactively from Acronic. Here comes Eugene, gets the flip reset, wants to go over the top. Jiuk should be able to slip this on away fairly cleanly. And flicks it past Acronic. This is the real chance here, Jiuk, sorry. Let's slow it down for a second. Nico over the top of Eugene. Acronic there, leaving that one towards Jiuk. Towards Nico, onto the backboard. Matt wants to beat this one against Eugene. And Acronic can come forward.
Just got to be careful for Team Ascend. Don't send too much out when there's only half a minute left to play with that 1-goal lead. You don't want to go into a 3v2 situation after a bad pass off the back wall. So we'll see if Ascend plays a more casual midfield play here.
20 seconds left, so Ascend more than capable of slowing it down. Nothing wrong with that, especially when a couple of bumps come in. Someone's following. It's Jiuk towards Matt. Man, missed again. Opportunity came knocking there for Ascend. Now, one more chance for Startpoint. Acronic gets the challenge. Metain the opponent. Eugene could be in. Does he have the finish? He does. And they've completed the turnaround.
The double demo on one side with Team Ascend, but they were playing too passive because of that 1-goal lead. They follow it up. Team Startpoint, double demo, wide open net, tie game, trying to force overtime.
4 seconds left. Who knows? This first game has had goals in it. Will there be even more drama from the kickoff? It's a neutral one. Goes towards Acronic to the ceiling. He's got an opportunity here. Leaves it. Fakes it up for Eugene. Blocked out at source. 2-2 overtime.
That's a great save by Matt. He gets faked out on the first challenge, but follows it up to just hit that ball into the ground to not allow the fake shot to happen. Well done by Matt.
Have all the momentum for Startpoint. Nico leaves that one. Acronic is looking dangerous for a split second. To the ceiling it goes. Matt's gonna just try and take a touch. He does. Trying to tempt in Metain. Metain accepts the offer and gets a challenge towards Jiuk. Acronic into the center. Huge challenge one. That goes forwards. Eugene can only get a touch backwards. So Metain has to be aware here. Which one of these teams gives will stand up after the slightly shaky game one?
Yeah, it feels like a Team Ascend probably a little more nervy, like after not going for that midfield challenge goal that they had a chance at, but they can right all the wrongs here. They have been playing more offense, but Team Startpoint just needs that one scoring chance.
But no avail because Acronic hadn't quite banked on it. Metein's challenge into the center falls to Matt. This could be game one until in comes Eugene. Jiuk's turn this time. The challenge in the center. Matt towards the side. Eugene out wide. Eugene's following it, so Startpoint happy to defend for now. Just like we saw in the game as a whole, really. It's Startpoint doing the defending, Ascend doing the attacking, Startpoint wanting to get some counters.
Yeah, they're just waiting it out, trying to get boost control as well, but we see Matt trying to get the shot in just a little bit high. But Team Ascend just, they continue to collapse with that third man. Finally, the ball is spilled out. Matt on limited boost just has to throw it wide. The demo comes out, but off the crossbar for Startpoint.
Set for Startpoint. Another demo. That was the key to breaking through Ascend. Remember, the fact that these teams played in the previous round in the Swiss means that they could have studied each other's games, and perhaps Startpoint have realized that maybe Ascend are a little bit static in defense. Certainly some targets there for them to challenge, but it is Ascend that have the pinch, and Metain has to half of his way towards some boost. Acronic actually claims it, and Acronic then gets taken out. This could be the moment. Eugene up against Nico. And more good reflexes from the defenders.
Yeah, the ball keeps spilling out close to the back wall, so there's no real shot for Team Ascend, so they can't really do anything with it. And I think that's a little bit of a fortunate bounces here for Team Startpoint at times, but Ascend just has to try and force that ball to get better rebounds out after their midfield challenges or their offensive challenges, but they're just not getting yet.
But he does have Jiuk trying to escape him, going back towards his own goal, so that means he can still do something with the ball. And then it falls towards Jiuk. That fakes it out. Jiuk does get a flip reset bump. It's nice play. But it's not going to do too much for them. Ascend need to get that final pass going, the final thread isn't quite being made. Matt fakes out again, and that will be enough. They've gone for them so many times, both teams. It's Ascend for whom it works.
And we saw the scoring chance just before where Matt didn't have boost, so he couldn't go up with Juke. And this time he can. He gets the aerial bump play, the pass out to his teammate. And Team Ascend, it was sketchy, but they get game number 1.
Clean enough to suggest that the 3-0 that they got previously is going to be expected to repeat.
That's going to be those nerves playing a factor. Well, Startpoint, I think they just have to find a way to control the ball more.
I mean, the fact that Startpoint got those 2 late goals against Ascend when it seemed like game 1 was not completely sewn up, but certainly theirs to lose at the very least, shows that these kids have got some nerves, as you'd expect from another generation of up-and-coming French kids. So we'll see how good they end up being. The sky's the limit, you'd expect. Well, game 2, let's see if it starts the same way game 1 did, which is plenty of blue pressure. So far, they've at least had the ball in their own half, but they've managed to get it back to orange territory pretty quick as Matt tries to flick that one back towards his opponent's net. Actually, it was back towards his own, he had to be careful. Nico and Matt combined to get it to Giux. So there seems to be that Ascender easing their way into this second game, not going all guns blaring at the start. Chronic has a chance. This could really be it if it goes on target. Not quite. You got to take those gives until it falls to Eugen in the end anyway, and that is 1-0. So I guess you didn't
every scoring attempt right now is one player's going up for bumps or an aerial bump, and then another player follows up. Both teams have to be aware of this. Don't leave your third man alone in these 2v1 spots, because both teams know exactly when that happens. They send someone to bump out that third man, and you cannot make the save. So great job by Startpoint to realize that. But now Team Ascend has to kind of counter that. Maybe be a bit more passive. Have a 2-man defensive front rather than just one player back.
Matt here just about gets in front of him. We've seen that a few times from Eugen. Certainly speedy defensively. That's exactly what his team has needed a few times. They have their first lead in the series. Do Startpoint. Nico's trying to change that by beating Matane. Can't do so. Chronic can slow things down, as you mentioned, Gibbs. Everything is looking exactly the same, and that one was played to perfection.
Oh, it's so beautiful. All 3 players getting involved. The Chronic going for bumps. You can't really see them until just there at the end, but the give and go, the one-timer by Matane, and again, the placement on the shot. Far post, bottom left corner. Perfect placement by Startpoint, and they look in full control right now.
This must be one of those really awkward and horrible games to play in, where wherever you are on the pitch, someone's bumping you, you're not quite in the rotation. It's far from clean Rocket League, but fair play. Both these teams are going all in here in the knockout stage for them both. Nico has to send that one high. It's going to be falling maybe towards Eugen. Giux against Matane. Allows Ascend to get that one out, but it's more good pressure from Startpoint. They're looking the better team at this point. A Chronic gets that one across, and it does not look like Ascend have got 4 games in a row now against Startpoint.
Oh, absolutely not. And it looks like 2 different offensives, too. Like, we see Team Startpoint, when they're on offense, their scoring chances right now are way more plentiful than when Ascend, in game 1, had tons of offensive pressure, didn't get a ton of scoring opportunities out of it. So Team Startpoint is doing a great job with their control, but not only control, they're like actually getting these offensive opportunities for goal scoring chances. Because sure, like you can have the ball on the blue half all game long, but if it's in the corners, it doesn't really matter. So Team Startpoint doing a fantastic job there, and Ascend now has to figure out that defense, not give them the space like this right here. We see Matane going up with tons of space in the midfield, cannot get the pass out though. And we'll see if Ascend can counter with Matt on a full boost tank. Cannot. Matane, 0 boost, makes the stop.
Players really get going mechanically and have a few solo plays in them, then that could be enough to take either of these teams to game wins. You saw Matane there have the opportunity. Finally, the floodgates have begun to open, at least offensively as far as Ascend were going. You know, to not have to be bumped.
Double bumps. Triple bump.
Another bump comes in, you know, there's not a bumping play. And Matane didn't quite have it that time. Let's see if the next opportunity comes up. Either he or somebody else takes it. Giux up against Matane. Eugen going for the speed flip towards the ball there. Nico is underneath this one, but that's great play again from Eugen. He's impressed me so much. He's certainly doing Ascend for pace right now, but it remains at 2.
Again, the scoring chances. Team Startpoint, fantastic scoring chances. Ascend had 1 where Matt bumped like the entire team, but those are very unlikely. Here we go. Here's an opportunity for Nico. Going for the top right corner, cannot hit the shot. no follow-up as well. The back pass to keep control, though.
His team have got just over a minute to grab a couple of goals. Startpoint did it to them in game 1. Can they return the favor? Eugen's got no boost, he just has to try and... Oh, he's got the flip still, though, actually. I didn't know he even had that. So while he had no boost, he was still able to get that one back towards the goal. It could be a chance now. Eugen could kill it. He goes too high, though, Gibbs. That would have been the moment.
Startpoint, that's twice now that they've missed wide open nets. The counterattack by Matt, but again, Matane, as that front man, getting back with 0 boost, getting the challenges out like Ascend, has to accelerate more when they're on offense. They're getting caught by that first man for Team Startpoint on defense multiple times now.
Happy just to keep this one in the blue half. Eugen beats yet another opponent to tee up a teammate. Matane, one more pass. Maybe one too many there. Iconic is keeping control of the ball. In the end, Matane does follow up, and this time he slams it home.
And Ascend, this is worrying. 0 boost on both members on defense, and Juke tried to get something going, cannot. Matt can't really do anything either because he only had 12 boost. So, like Ascend just caught flat-footed with 0 boost. And again, Team Startpoint, that experience is coming into play. When they have those offensive opportunities, they are making them count.
Does all he can to get something from this game, but it is looking impossible. This is looking like, unless Matane gives them an in, which he has done. 2 goals, 12 seconds? Surely not, Gibbs.
It's possible. I've seen crazier. I normally don't cast them, so I'm kind of hoping not, because I'll like mess up the call or something.
This is sort of moment where everyone suddenly sits up and stares, because if they do get a 3-goal comeback with 12 seconds left, then
all right, kickoff.
Already got the first.
The kickoff goes well for Ascend. Juke's got to do it all here.
He's
the flip reset. They tried some bump plays too. Could not get it done. Eugen with a great save, and that'll do it. We got a tied series, Cole. Competitive series.
We do indeed, and Matane will probably chuckle at that mistake now. If they'd have scored that couple more, maybe he wouldn't have done. As it stands, he can... No pressure at all, so whatever start point change going into the second was certainly effective. Now it's Ascend's turn to mix things up. I've certainly been impressed with Eugen. I mean, to me, he's been the fastest man on the pitch today. The amount of times he's straight up beaten a blue player to the ball. Decision-making has been all right. I think can improve upon it, but certainly looking like one for the future. As Iconic is beaten out of the way there. That one's going to go straight in, and not even my speedy boy Eugen can get there.
And this is what Nico does. He preys on this. He plays in the defensive half, and when he gets an opportunity again, though, another bump play there by Matt. I'm not sure if it mattered too much there, but Nico just faster to the ball, puts in a wide open net. Exactly what Ascended needed.
Great return. Again, we're seeing that these kids are fearless. They won that first overtime after falling behind, and now in game 3, after having a bit of a shocker in game 2, they're straight back at it and going at start point like they believe they are the dominant team here. Matt gets a flip reset. A rare bit of real mechanical quality in this series, and Nico's forced to make a slightly awkward touch in the corner. Iconic keeps the attack going. He delays his flip to get over the top almost the defender. And the ball falls slightly awkwardly in the blue corner until Matt can try and do something with it. Matane tries to charge him down, doesn't quite get it right. Giuk onto the backboard and some neutral territory. So fairly standard 40 seconds or so of gameplay here. Neither team really breaking forwards.
Yeah, like I said, though, did have a good counterattack to get the ball out of their half. Nico, he's the only one who had boost in their team, actually went for a double bump as they were slow clearing that ball out to allow Ascend to have that offensive pressure. So we'll see if that continues.
In almost gets in there. Matane's going to shoot Eugen.
Nice ball.
Giuk. It's a very standard goal for this series.
Eugen, this is a very difficult bump because the player's trying for the squishy save. Juke trying to deke him out, but Eugen meets him on the upside down part of the net to get the bump. Well done.
Again, beating a blue player for pace. Eugen, very, very impressive performance in a scrappy game of Rocket League. These are the ones where it can be really difficult to stand out in, which is what's impressing me so much. Time for an Ascend player to step up themselves. Eugen up against Giuk. Nico here tries to make Eugen think twice. Isn't able to do it. No! Tips that one in. Matane's turn. Matane via the crossbar. Does get his goal. And Startpoint turn it around again.
Iconic saved it at first. There was no one in net. That was just in. But luckily the ball bounces out to Matane. Forces the own goal by Nico as well, because that also was not in. So Startpoint getting a little bit lucky, but they should have scored it anyway before all that, so I'll give it to them.
Chronic is an interesting player this game. First, he got the team infield bump, which they conceded from in game 1, and now he's got the team save, and they've scored from that. So he knows what he's doing. You got to trust in the Portuguese, Gibbs.
He's just an entertainer. He just wants us to go long, go to Champions Field, get the most out of his time on stream.
Exactly. He really wants to enjoy his Rocket League after taking some time off in the last season or so. Ziyech takes out a Chronic. Metain almost makes the most of it. Eugen is in. Anyone in there for him for Startpoint. On this occasion, Nico just steals that ball away and beats Metain. Nico's going for the bump, I presume, and the Chronic dodges it and gets a big save.
That was a big save. Just had a pre-jump and just hope that shot's going directly at him to cut off as many angles as he possibly could, and he had to avoid the bump as well. So well done for him. Eugen tries off the ceiling, does not get it, and the Chronic's going to play it in the corner. This ball does spill back out, though. A little bit of nervy defense by Ascend, though, just trying to dive at things. Eugen off the ceiling again. Juke with the save from Metain, throwing it back in. Another bump comes out. Double save by Ascend to just keep it out. And it's just madness right now on the blue side. Oh, Eugen.
Oh, why not? Keep it going.
Oh.
Keep the scrappiness going. Just don't concede from it. Oh, Metain with a flick. Eugen's back behind him. Metain has one all to himself. Tries to beat Ziyech for pace towards the goal. Unable to. Needed a bump, ironically. Nico tries to shoot, and Metain is back there. This is madness, Gibbs.
The one time. It's like, can you bump for me? It's like, I've been doing it for 20 minutes straight. Sorry. Nico here, getting the goal off the pass, and guess what? There was another demo on the back line here as well. Juke going out, clearing out the defender. Nico's got a wide open end. And again, I love the placement. They know where the demo is. That's the spot that was being guarded. Throw the ball directly at it and put it home. We got a tie game goal.
Haymaker after haymaker flying in. Ridiculous gameplay. If it's not going to be bumped or demoed ahead of the play, you might as well stop watching, because it is the only way these teams are scoring against each other. Guaranteed.
Here we go again.
Prove me wrong with a solo play. Yeah, is sweeping in front of him. Do you know what it reminds me of? You know curling, where they throw the big stone thing, and you got sweepers
curling.
going sweep, 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 right?
Yeah.
I think Leaf does, you know, as a Canadian.
Oh.
It reminds me of that. The bumpers, they're the sweepers, and the person taking the shot is like, sweep, sweep. We could do this. We could score goals in this game, you and me.
I don't want to play them in curling, though, because I think they'll take us out. Yeah,
that's fair. Oh, almost there from Eugen. Now it's Ziyech's turn.
Nice move.
Over Metain. One more attempt. Chronic goes high. Chronic keeps control of it for himself. Maybe a ceiling play is incoming. Here we go. A Chronic, a little bit of spice. Doesn't quite have the boost to make something from it. Just had a glimpse of a chance.
Oh, the back flip!
Oh, no! And that is how you score without bumping.
I don't even know what to say anymore, Cole. The Fields backflip man comes out for Metain. Juke, though, was in a great spot on that counterattack by Ascend. We talk about that's been a correlation that's been happening a lot. Just play a ton of defense and get a quick counterattack goal, and Ascend gets one there.
Can they hold out for the last 32 seconds? Eugen keeps it going, wants to get the pace going again for Startpoint. Metain loses that one behind him to a Chronic, who has a clean touch, 35 boost, not too much, goes for the reset to the floor. Eugen's in! Great play there, and a lovely goal.
What an infield pass. A Chronic, when he's on the ball, he's a threat. Look at that, just jumping down to the ground to get his flip back off the ground. Gets the infield pass to Eugen. Great use of his double jump to accelerate to the ground to get there just a bit faster than the defense.
Simply refuse to be beaten. They keep on going and Ascend again. They're going to have to get another. That's a good touch from Metain towards Nico. Nico booms it as far as he can. They will know Ascend. This is danger all the way to the very end of this game. Eugen gets his jump wrong. Metain's behind him. Nico, will there be one more chance in for Ascend? Matt's in the middle. Matt goes for it. Matt can't quite get it, and somewhere the ball falls to the ground, and we do have another overtime.
This is a huge game 3 overtime. I feel like both teams are probably frustrated with like the demo goals and all that, but if you lose the overtime, you're going to be even more frustrated. I can see a timeout like after this game. We'll see if they can call it in time, but it's anyone's game at this point, Coley. As we've seen, here we go. We have a shot by Eugen. Matt clears to the side, but not a lot of boost on Ascend. Nico has to make the challenge, but a Chronic up in the air going for the pass. Juke on the back wall will clear it away.
Could be in depending on how this ball falls. If not, it falls to Nico. Great touch away, goes behind the ball, a little fake. This is very good. He had to slam the brakes on. That could have been disaster for him. Instead, it's a Chronic, wanted to get the reset, gets it! A Chronic's come online. Startpoint takes series lead.
Don't give open space to a Chronic. He is a threat when he has the ball. We saw the great midfield pass just before, and now the overtime flip reset winner on limited boost. Startpoint taking the just never know like if he'll make it back to a top 8 like this again. So we want to make the most of it, and that puts a lot of pressure on. And again, like a lot of these players, there are times when they're so new to it, they're just naive, and they're like, "Oh, we'll do it again." So I'm not too worried about it, but. It seems like on defense at times Ascend will double commit, and that seems to be playing like into those nerves right here. Matane somehow gets that around. No one expected it though, so there's no follow.
It didn't have much boost, so thankfully for Ascend, Nico was able to help out, but it's more pressure coming in right now from Startpoint, who have all the momentum, all the play, and almost one more bump goal to add to the tally. They keep this attack going. Matane tries to. It's a bit high and loose. So Gia can get it away, but look, already, Startpoint have got 2 players back, ready to defend, and Ascend haven't got much going on right now. Gia does manage to get through them. Matane got his read, and suddenly it's Startpoint back on the attack.
Yeah, Ascend's got to figure this out. Like in that midfield game, there's so much space being given to normally a Chronic, who just has time to do his flip resets, and they're working very, very well. So they got to figure out to move up just a bit more out of their defensive third, but right here, a double commit on defense by Startpoint. Nico's got a shot opportunity, puts it home, and Ascend back on top.
But desperate, there was a double commit miss. Matane getting in a Chronic's way. And then Matt, of course, had a little swipe at Matane because it is still this series. What are you going to do?
Yep.
And there was the finish. Ascend, an all-important lead. Now, can they hold it this time? They have to show some solidity after scoring the first goal. That's what I want to see from them this time. Chronic.
Space again.
He goes to the ceiling, might get it straight back once more. He fakes it to Eugen, who somehow took all the pace off the ball.
Oh, golden opportunity wasted by Startpoint, but they're still on the offensive side. Great save out by Ascend. Juke's going to make 2 saves in a row to try and clear it out. No boost for Matt, plus Nico just got 100 just in time. He will get the clear out, and Ascend can breathe.
Matane, the 2 of them, and the ball slams into the ceiling. A Chronic, no boost, but does have some pace, fire a few chain dashes. Matane's underneath this one. Matt following it up. The ball slows down for a second. Who'll be first to really take control of it? The answer is Eugen. Gia stuck on the floor. I think there was a little nudge on him on the way. So Matane can come forward, wants to beat Nico, can't quite do so, and Matt, who's taken out a Chronic, has a clean touch, has Eugen in front of him, has a chance to go solo here. Gilles coming in, onto the back wall, and a Chronic gets the save.
Matt wanted that infield pass, but just turned around the ball just a little bit too much to lose pace on it, so they couldn't get a quick infield. They had to try and change the play, but it was a little bit too long of one, so Startpoint's able to capitalize on that defensive opportunity, and now they have the ball back in the blue half.
To Matane, who taps it towards Eugen, who shoots. Gia, a huge save. He had the read. A Chronic gets the pass towards Matane, and they can't keep it out again, and Ascend a breach once more.
And Ascend, they have 2 defenders. One has to guard the shot, one has to guard the pass, but it's a Chronic. He's just such a threat, and you don't know what he's going to do. And this time he uses speed. He doesn't go for the fancy flip reset play, just quickly with the infield pass. And Chronic's my MVP so far throughout this match.
It was Eugen for me earlier, but now I would agree a Chronic has been the true mechanical difference maker out of that little bit of quality, that dusting of skill that we needed in this series. See a team pull away, but one change from Ascend could change that instantly. Here comes Eugen though, he gets a flip reset, he turns it into a backflip. Matt forwards, good defending there from Ascend, that was so dangerous.
Juke's gonna try and get some done. Gets a little bit of a bump though, so he's gonna slow play this. Trying to get his teammates around. Matt with no boost went for the challenge. Eugen on no boost gets the bump, but Juke is there. A Chronic though again, open space. Let's see what he can do.
Ceiling, he's got the reset from it. Almost, Matane's turn. Eugen's behind, waiting to strike. Matane's desperate to get it towards Eugen, but the ball goes across. And that's safe for the Blues, at least until a Chronic sweeps in from the side. Eugen's already up, a Chronic, I think he took it away from Eugen. Eugen wanted a Chronic to fake it, it just didn't happen. Could have been a real opportunity. Instead now, Ascend once more. But a Chronic slows it down. It seems that it's Startpoint asking all the questions. So far, Ascend have the answers.
So far, but I think sometimes they're on very limited boost. Like, I've seen Matt close to 0 more times throughout this game than I think the entire match so far. So hopefully he can clean that up and get some boost. Nico by himself, but the ball is just thrown out to him so he can make an easy save and an easy clear as well. Tate will throw it back to a Chronic, who has a little bit of space. Nico going up the ceiling, cannot make the touch. So Chronic, again, given space, tries to make something happen, but Ascend this time with 2 members. Make a stop. Nico should follow this up. Matt as well there. Got to be careful, but the pinch works out.
To himself as well. Smart play from Retain, was well aware he had nobody around him. And so he was able to just take all the time in the world. Now, though, he has to speed things up. Chronic, it's that block in the center. Eugen was slipping around that ball, hoping he could get it. He'll have to go back on his heels if he wants to. Giat could be in here. 2 Startpoint players squeeze together to get it away. That touch is loose. And Chronic now, for his pretty boostless, at least they were then, Startpoint, just prods it forward. 19 seconds. Next goal should well be the winner of this 4th game. No longer looking most likely for Startpoint, although they do have the ball now in the blues. This is sudden danger. Gio gets it high. Anyone following up Retain almost beats Matt, but Matt gets it away. Gio gets for this ball, but has no boost. A Chronic's touch towards Eugen. Eugen gets a flip reset. Oh, winning in! Somehow, it just makes it!
A Chronic again has the space. Maybe a poor first touch, it doesn't matter. He goes for bumps, doesn't matter either. Eugen does it by himself. Bumps out the 2 defenders. Scores the...
Have to change something if they're to survive in this series, and they have to do what they did in the Swiss Gibbs and win 3 games in a row, starting right now.
We'll see if they can do it. Ascend, they're on the back foot, and off the kickoff, already on the back foot here as well.
That's going to be able to slow this one down. Giuk is already trying to clear a path from him, but Startpoint is defending that one with ease. Nico can come forward. The pressure is still on, though, I've got to say. It could well work out for Ascend. Eugen takes control, slows it down. It falls to a Chronic, who has no boost, but someone at least into the blue half for a second. Nico has 100. In he comes. He gets the flip reset. He shoots. Metain saves.
It's already better, though, by Ascend. We saw some midfield control where like Chronic had no boost because the control was to Ascend, so they got 2 scoring opportunities out of it. It's already better than game 4.
Metain is on his opposition backboard. The Startpoint would love an opening goal here. Maybe they will sense that that could well be the fight squeezed out of Ascend if they can get it. Chronic's trying to make it happen. More quality. Gets a few taps. It was sniped away there by Giuk. And now Eugen to the air in front of his own goal. Slightly risky. A Chronic towards Metain. He's got a Chronic behind him, trying to follow up. A Chronic almost gets the follow-up, but suddenly, though, Eugen's left alone. This is where you go for the bump. Instead, Nico tries to offer a passing lane. He couldn't quite get the ball, and another chance goes begging for Ascend. This one just a snapshot. Metain above the goal. And Matt's coming in now. Ascend certainly looking improved after their timeout. Great strike, but an even better block on the goal line.
So unfortunate for Ascend. That first midfield pass match just kind of bottled it up, so they couldn't get it done. Then he finally gets a good one, but Nico throws it off the bar, but they keep the pressure, and Nico finds an opening with the chaotic defense coming out. Juke just beating out 2, and of course, the bump. Matt says, Nico, let's go bowling, and takes him out.
In the end, it was all reliable, but worked out for them. They tried the solo plays. They tried to say, look, I'm going to stay here for a pass. This time they thought, you know what, it is time. But straight from the kickoff, surely, no! Oh, Gibbs! No!
It's just, like, there's no worse thing. You're down 3-1. You finally found offense again, and just right off the kickoff. And Matt, he moves upfield, but I bet you on the other side, they also moved upfield. So don't be saying rotate to your net. Didn't happen there for Ascend, and we're all square.
And very let's go bowling of him, was it?
I had to just bring that one out. That's the only thing I wrote down. That was my one note.
I look forward to seeing the big book of Gibbs' notes at the end of this season. There'll be some stunners, I'm sure. Matt gets it towards a Chronic. A Chronic who goes for a little doink here. Instead tries to leave it. Definitely should have doinked. But Nico didn't fall for it either way. Nico's beaten by Eugen. Metain gets a clean touch. Startpoint, since equalising, have had all the play. Giuk has to be careful in front of his own goal. Does so, and Eugen can go solo. What's Eugen got solo? He gets to the ceiling. Matt read it all the way. Metain's chance to squeeze that one through, not quite there. Eugen around the corner, puts it dangerously, but Matt was the only player there.
Yeah, good control by Matt on the defensive front, and turns into a bit of a counterattack by Nico. And again, you expect that out of Nico. When there is a counterattack, he's going to be one trying for those shots again. Number 3 in goals per game throughout day 4, and doing a lot of that by playing a lot of defense, being in the bottom 3 for that stat. So Nico, that's how they got here. We'll see if he can get back to that form, playing great defense, and then getting those counterattack shots.
And Giuk with a goal, and Ascend have an all-important lead back.
And Matt just gets that one for free. Like, Eugen and the Chronic both have full boost. Neither makes a play on the ball at all. And Juke scores the easiest goal of his career, and Ascend capitalize on the mistake to get back in this.
Eugen backflips that one towards Matt. Ascend will be feeling a lot better about themselves right now. The Chronic into the middle. Chronic up against Giuk. Nico has Matt in front of him. A slightly different passage of play there. Different way to try and break through Startpoint. Ascend will be much more comfortable now they have this lead. They've been looking pretty good with them, apart from the kickoff that we saw earlier. The Chronic has to do something solo. Does so again, gets the flip reset into the center. Matt is there. Eugen onto the corner. But there's going to be no one there, and suddenly Startpoint looking a bit reluctant.
Yeah, it's wild though. Every time the Chronic gets the ball, I'm like, there's danger. Like Ascend knows, like, oh, we have to be careful. And even with 30 boost on that play, he still made something happen. But unfortunately, the pass was just a little bit wide. But always got to be worried about where Chronic is on the field.
Tane up against Giuk. Tane has that one to the ceiling. Eugen to the corner. This could be something for Startpoint. Giuk's trying to just get fear of death on a Chronic there. Exactly, in front of the ball. Just trying to make them feel scared, as you can imagine why. It's been so effective for them. Giuk onto the back. Eugen round there. What can Eugen do with this one?
Whoa! What a
That's
flip.
the answer, Gibbs. I don't know where that came from.
That was nuts. And luckily, the third defender just gets back in time for Ascend. But what a shot.
Nico. Retains here, leaves that one. Matt has control of the ball. Startpoint has to get something going if they're to end this one now. Matt over the top of the Chronic. Nearly. It's looking like this game is gonna fade away in Ascend's favor unless a Chronic can weave his web between the two of them. Eugen forwards, Matt clearing it long. Ascend showing great defense since taking the lead, Gibbs.
Yeah, and they have 2 members on defense more times than not now, but it's also about you have to challenge at different times because you know these aerial bumps are going to come out. And Ascend did a great job there of like one challenge early, one just waited right behind, but here's a chance. Matane with the dribble! Scores it at 0, and Startpoint does it again!
Oh, not again! Poor Ascend! Just when it seemed they'd done enough in this one, Matt gets beaten all ends up, and Matane forces an overtime. Now, game 1, Gibbs, we praised Ascend's resilience after conceding a couple. Can they do it again here at the death?
Well, they have to, right? That's the only choice. If you don't, then you're not playing Rocket League for the rest of the day. So, Ascend, it's up to you. But Startpoint can close the series out now. They definitely want to do it here because Ascend, they know that Ascend can beat them 3 times in a row. They did it in the top 32 round. So, we'll see who closes this one out. It's going to be close.
To attack this one with everything they have. This is a free hit for them, essentially. Both in the series, and after that 0-second win equalizer, a Chronic goes for the bump on Matt, tries to give Ascend a taste of their own medicine. It's almost flipped towards goal. Giuk takes it away. Matane's already up. Eugen underneath it. Eugen certainly slowed down somewhat after the first couple of games in this series. Matt gets a double tap onto the backboard. A Chronic is there. He goes forward. He has a shooting chance here, almost over the top of Giuk. Matane corner trying to keep that attack going. But Eugen has overcommitted. Nico has a chance now for Ascend. Ascend would love this one to just go in, but it's a demo from Matane, takes Matt away, and will kill that particular attack.
Yeah, there's no infield pass as well, so they kind of just wasted an opportunity. But that's going to happen because you have to be careful exactly what your opportunities are. Chronic, though, 100 boost again, has space, but this time Nico meets him in the air immediately.
Loses out on that one, and Chronic has a chance here. He goes to the back wall, fakes out. Is there anyone following up for Startpoint? Not this time. Eugen takes it slow, gets the flip reset, can only try and get the block on the defender. And Chronic again has the 100 boost, demanding the ball. Keeps it low, goes for a flick. Matt up against him, and Chronic sends it high. Retain's going to get the catch. He wanted to catch one a bit more on the front of his Fennec. So unfortunately for them, the attack goes nowhere.
Chronic, though, every time, just so deadly. Just coming up with a creative play to beat one member out and get a challenge on another. Ascend, got to be careful. Here he goes again, going up there, but Matt meets him, and Matt's been doing a much better job in this game, doing the pre-jump plays on defense to just get a body in front of these balls.
Against Matt, this could be the chance if anyone's arriving. It's Metain. Great pace there from Jiuk. Nico has to keep the defense flowing and going. And Chronic's touch is awkward, almost peeling towards his own goal there. Metain slows it down, shows that experience, stays behind the ball. Eugen to the side. It's Ascend that are looking the more likely right now as Jiuk comes in with that chance and a Chronic. Surely not. He's had such a good series. But that was another scary moment. He's had a few of them. Matt tries to punish him even more. Metain just prods it towards Eugen. And Startpoint should be able to defend, but that one's going to go onto their backboard eventually via a Chronic. Startpoint can't get rid of the ball. Nico almost gets the shots. And now he has to rotate out. And finally, Startpoint can breathe. For a
just a little bit, but still, the bumps come out. The infield pass, Matt misses the shot, just barely couldn't reach it. He had a wide open net as well because bumps were in play, but Ascend, for the past half minute or so, doing a great job on the offensive side to also boost starve their opponents. There was only one time I saw the Team Startpoint had 2 players on like 90+ boost. Every other time, only one member had anything in the tank. So Ascend doing a great job. See another boost steal by Matt with the demo. The infield pass from Jiuk to Nico to close it out, and Ascend survives game 5 to force game 6.
Raise their composure. Ascend, it looked like the world was against them, but up they have stepped. And that infield pass is enough. There was a demo in the corner, and almost another demo as well.
Yeah.
Metain, he had to dodge that one and couldn't quite get the save because of it. So great forwards play there. If you have half a chance, you will turn it into at least 3/4 of one. And now, Ascend have given themselves a real opportunity at taking this series. They have to continue going. They have to stay dealing with this player on the ball right now, a Chronic. In the last 5 minutes or so, they have dealt with that threat much better than they were previously.
See if that continues. We have a Chronic getting the back pass fed to him with 100 boost. Beats out one. Will he beat out Nico as well? He will not. The ball will be cleared away, but he does take the corner boost. Matt's going to try for a clear. A band clear. Eugen up, but Jiuk making the save.
A good touch towards Metain, but Metain was a bit floaty on it. So Eugen has to try and sweep up defensively. Jiuk. There's 2 players in the center. Can he find either of them? Nico has to just flip out of there. A Chronic chance to go solo, but Matt, with a lovely car design. Look at that, Fennec. That is beautiful. Get sit back.
Gotta be careful about these wall passes by Team Ascend. That there's been a few times where they'll wrap around the corner and just get absolutely nothing out of the infield pass when both players move up expecting a great pass, and then they almost get counterattacked on. So I think they gotta clean up these when you wrap around the corner, make a better play to the midfield. Because right now it just has not been threatening, so Team Startpoint can just kind of wait on it, and it's been working out.
Nice try there with the breezy flick. Put a bit of trepidation into the Startpoint defense. Eugen sends it long. Jiuk's already up. Great pace being shown here from Ascend. Nico's following up as well. Nippily. That's what we need to see from the team in blue. Keep this going. Keep attacking Startpoint all the way from now until the end. Jiuk is beaten there. It is near post. Metain fakes out his opponents, but then gets the ball in the end. So trying to thread the ball forward, Startpoint. They haven't got back into their shells after conceding that overtime. Jiuk has the ball, though, after a couple of Startpoint players look low on boost. Matt, flip reset. Eugen sends it forwards. The Chronic up against Eugen. Eugen to the backboard. This is a real opportunity. Eugen shoots, slams it down. Oh! Gets a mammoth save.
Jiuk. Woo! Bailing out Matt as well, because Matt had a bad touch on his offensive opportunity that allowed that counterattack to happen. Jiuk making a great save. Ascend now on the offensive side. It feels like there's been a ton of offensive challenges outside of that one. Very conservative first 2 minutes of play.
Tries to get something going. Instead, he leaves it to Metain. Now it's Eugen's turn, but the shot is weak. Had a chance to really pick his spot there. Didn't do it. Chronic tries to get the dunk across. Metain keeps it going. Seems to be what Startpoint are trying to do as much as possible. Just keep this attack going. Hope something falls for them. Not really forcing the issue. Now they up the pace. There's a miss there from a Chronic, though. The pass wasn't quite on target.
Yeah, that's a tough one when you have like 30 boost or less to just try and read that pass. It's a good idea, it just didn't work out. But Ascend, they had boost in the tank to counterattack, and they'll take over pressure for a bit here.
Has Nico in front of him. That's a good challenge, but Giag, oh, Giag misses it. Mitane is in, maybe. Forces it to the ceiling with Matt. Here's Eugene into the far corner, and that's the lead for Startpoint.
Small mistakes happening right now for Ascend, that they got bailed out once by Giag, but not this time. The misplay, and then the bumps come out as well. Like Matane just trying to cause havoc on the goal line. Startpoint on match point, up 1, 2 minutes left. Can they close it out?
Control of the ball. Matt's up to try and block him. Manages to do so. Giag, a Chronic below him. Matane in the ceiling. Matane is faked out. Giag gets great territory here for his team. A Chronic in the corner. Doesn't want to be dunked too hard here. It is Eugene on the back wall with no boost at all. Giag this time has a pass towards Nico if he can find it, but it's a bit heavy yet again.
Yeah.
Final pass has been lacking in this series for both teams. Matane up against Matt. Matt prods it home, and that's the equalizer.
So Nico just kind of tries to force something out of nothing. Here's finally a back wall pass that works out because it was a challenge. And Matt reads it properly with no boost as well. Just faster to the ball. They know they had to keep him upfield to just hope that 50-50 went their way. And it went perfectly for them. Great read by Matt.
Nico is able to get that one towards Matane. Matane slams it down. That was dangerous for a second. Eugene wants this catch. Instead leaves it to a Chronic. Matt sends it as long as he can, though. Eugene
Chronic actually
into the center.
A poor first touch there, which has been rare for him. Like when he's got space, he's usually great. But that allows Ascend to play some offense. Chronic go midfield pass out to Matane. Cannot get the backflip pop. But a Chronic 100 boost with space.
Flip reset. Oh, turns it into an edge and gets the bump. Lovely from a Chronic. So much work and so little boost. But Ascend, they team up, the three of them, to somehow swipe that ball away. Eugene, a Chronic to his right, no boost, so he goes solo, uses everything, gets the final product off the ceiling. Giag, what a read that is from the crossbar with 40 seconds left.
Those are impossible to read. Giag's just gotta pray, and he got it right that time. Now, to Ascend on the offensive chance here to Nico. He's gonna throw it off the back wall. Cleared out, but Ascend will keep pressure. Matt with the challenge in the corner. Doesn't really spill out well. Chronic again, 100 boost with space. Going for the aerial bump yet again, but he gets bumped back into the ball, but Eugene follows it up. Matt meets him in the air. And Ascend trying to hold on for these last 10, but instead they have a scoring opportunity. Juke with the flick. Tries to get it infield. Anyone from Ascend cannot get it. Nico was waiting. The ball spills out to Ascend. I think will force this to overtime. Maybe one last scoring chance?
Yeah,
maybe?
there's been a couple of 0-second goals so far from Startpoint, both of them effective as well and necessary in the context of their games. Nico sends it long, and maybe if they admit it, Ascend are happy to see this one go to overtime, because they have been on the receiving end of those before. Matt gets a great kickoff, wants to put it home, the Chronic gets the save.
Just not enough boost for Matt. He was also being pressured, so he had to throw it at net as quickly as he possibly could. Chronic, great save, but Ascend, they need this. Both teams really need it, because if you go into Champions Field, they after losing 2 straight for Startpoint, Ascend gets the scoring opportunity. Chronic will clear it. Juke should be able to put this back into his own corner, but a Chronic pressuring Matt with the clear. Nico has a chance off the backboard. The shot coming out, puts it home. Matt forces game 7. Ascend go into Champions Field.
They'd have to repeat their trick of getting 3 games in a row against Startpoint. They're 2/3 of the way there, thanks to that finish on Neo Tokyo. And of course, instantly, Startpoint take their time out. So there'll be even longer for Ascend to think about this one going into game 7.
So we'll see which team handles the pressure better on Champions Field.
Okay, well, I mean, it's been a wild series. It's been a long old run. And we are here on game 7. With Startpoint hoping to avoid losing 3 games in a row. And Ascend trying to take that from them. Remember, the last time these teams faced, it was a clean 3-0 for Ascend. Yep. Startpoint have stepped up from there, and they might continue to step up as the Chronic gets the easiest finish of the series to make it 1-0.
And we've seen this a lot by Ascend. Double commits on defense. It hasn't hurt them too badly, but this one absolutely does. Great infield pass by Eugene, and the Chronic is there to clean it up. Great start for Startpoint.
Ascend have come back from a few seemingly devastating points in this series. Will they be able to do so again? They have to keep their nerve. They've shown they can a few times. But also had a couple of shockers from kickoffs and at 0 seconds. Matane, he's going to shoot. It could be 2-0. And that changes things dramatically in their minds.
Oh, Juke. He's on the line, but he has very limited boost. Just can't reach this in time. He was playing more for the far post. He was just a little bit too far over and cannot make the save. And Startpoint, fantastic shot placement, commanded 2-0 lead.
From Matane as well, this is the chance for Eugen if he can get the touch perfect. Not quite on that occasion. They'll be gunning for a third, you'd expect, Startpoint. Still 4 minutes left. You can't win in the first minute, but you can certainly lose in the first minute, as Giok has to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes of this one trickling towards his own goal. He does okay. Gets that one towards the middle. Chronic is there, tries to fake out 2 of them, but between the 2 Ascend players, they manage to get it forward to orange territory. A goal back here would be delightful for them. Right, won't ever happen for now, though.
Yeah, they've seen the Chronic a lot with open space. Like, no, we'll just send 2. We're just going to force him to not have the ball at this point. But Ascend, again, it's got to clean up those double commits that they've been happening like all match long, but they haven't cost them as badly as it has so far in this match. It's basically 2 goals that were given to Startpoint, I would say. Like Ascend made mistakes on both of them, so now they got to correct those on the offensive side.
He's going to sweep that one to the side. Giok threatened going for a Chronic, instead jumped up for a huge pass towards him. Lovely play there from Ascend. Nico's in. Nico can't quite, I don't think, get that one on target. No, it was off the crossbar. Thankfully stop.
That's just it.
Read, but not that time, and Giok follows up, and that is 1-2.
The defense was sleeping. The Chronic had no boost, trying to pick up some of those 12 boost pads, I assume, and Juke just like, all right, you can look for them, but there's none there. Chronic, he still was on 0 boost. Great shot by him to notice the wide open net and throw it home, and Ascend, they're alive.
Well, isn't it? A great finish, to be fair.
Yeah.
It just seemed to go in slow motion. We all sort of assumed that there'd be a save on the goal line, and then all of a sudden there wasn't, and it's 1-2. And Ascend have to try and build upon that. Chronic, he's reversing out of his opponent's corner of the pitch, all the way to the boost, and now he's going to have Matt with full momentum up against him. Matane tries to nip at his heels. Giok now up against a Chronic. A Chronic does emerge from there semi-victorious, has the ball under his spell to an extent, as long as Matane is following up behind him, which he was. Now a Chronic can go to the side. Is there a pass on? There is. Oh, how are you, Jenna? That was a bit of a pre-jump. Lovely idea. Just not quite on the end of it.
Yeah, like, I'm surprised how open that actually was, but Ascend gets away with that one. And we'll see if they can get this ball out. Juke backwards off the back wall. Great save by him.
Chronic versus Matt. Matt wins. Ascend are winning all these challenges right now. Nico to the backboard. Eugen has to get this read. Great effort to force that one to the side, but not quite as good from a Chronic. Just feeding that one back to Ascend. Not ideal from him. I would have wanted him to show a bit more composure in that situation, especially considering his history. Matt now keeps it going for Ascend. They are really banging on the door of Startpoint at this point.
It's close. I feel like both teams, like in the midfield, kind of throwing the ball away at opportune times, and I think it is one of those, like, we just don't want to make that mistake while trying to control it. We'll see what Nico does off the ceiling. Great pre-jump save by Matane there to split it out. Juke by himself. Got to challenge a Chronic. He does so well. It'll be a pass out to Matt off the ceiling with full boost. See what he can do. Infield pass to Nico. Juke alone again. Watch out for bumps. Eugen does not go for the bump. I'm surprised on that play.
Surprise, Gibbs. I'm sure the defenders were as well. Maybe that is why. Maybe just trying to get their cards close to their chest. But I mean, they let those cards go pretty close, you know, saying we're going to bump you the whole series. So I'm surprised to see them change now.
They've done it for an hour. so all right. Oh, but this is just it. Eugen's up too far. Matt with the challenge and gets the open net. And we are all square at 2 with what I would say is 4 mistakes on defense. 2 for both teams, and we're all tied up.
Matane as well. Not even defensively. That touch into the center was so loose, and it was pounced upon by Matt. And Startpoint, despite beginning this game 7 to perfection, have to do so much work. Now they're bumping each other as well. Matane gets it pretty good against Giok. The Chronic's coming in. Matane gets out of his way well. Matane now, a shooting chance is too high. Anybody following up? The Chronic tries to get a bump, but it's time for a counter. Giok, he goes high. Eugen into the corner. Tries to get a semi-psycho, and instead it's going to fall to Ascend.
A great first touch by Juke there. Beats out 2 defenders. We have a golden opportunity, a goal line save. The ball is still up. Ascender just jumping for it. Matt going up again. Nico, third man. Bad challenge. Matane will get the clear.
They've got no boost. None of them are trying to time their half volleys to get something on it.
Nico.
But here comes Nico. He gets the prod. It's off the crossbar again. And Matane sends it sideways. Startpoint living a charmed life in the last 30 seconds. Chronic gets it high, pops it for himself. Matt had the read. One more goal could kill this for either team. Mitane sends it as far as he can. Chronic's already up, goes to the ceiling. Gio gets the read. Eugen's back, Mitane's in front of him. Mitane with the challenge in the middle. It's a pinch towards Matt. Matt goes high. Nico up against Mitane. Nico wants to get the double.
Whoa.
Can't do it, Gibbs, and obviously it's Game 7 OT.
Of course.
Of course it is.
Oh, well, let's hope for a world of a goal. Like a Chronic off the kickoff, gets a shot. Nico throws it away. Juke, great pass out to Nico on 1 boost. See what he can do with it. Absolutely nothing, which is expected. Juke, though, infield pass to Matt, but too close to each other, so they can't get the shot. Matt, though, with a great challenge on it to keep the play alive. And Ascend will keep control for now.
Fully dunked there in defense. The one thing you do not want to do is hit the ball to where your opponent's going. A Chronic loses out on that one. Eugen slightly further back this time, still a bit far forwards, trying to force the issue, and he's got no boost as well, so Nico can get a clean touch. Eugen underneath. Mitane's got no boost. The Chronic's got no boost. The Chronic looked like he was flopping about for a second, but somehow managed to get a clearance.
And that's why you're on the back wall. When you have 0 boost, you can cover way more of the net because of your jumps and your side flips. Chronic does a great job there.
One goes for a demo as the ball didn't fall for him. Mitane onto the backboard, then follows up with another demo. Startpoint now, the one's going for the physical plays. A Chronic with Nico in front of him. A Chronic, I thought he'd leave the ball and go for the demo as well. Everyone's at it, but Matt takes out Mitane. It should just release that valve for a split second.
But Matane with a bad clear there in Ascend just didn't have any players available because of all the demos and just everyone has to get boost on like the line change. But Ascend back in the orange half. Matt's going to go for the challenge. It was actually double challenge by Ascend, but it's won by a Chronic who's got all the space in the world. Matt, great limited boost save there from him.
Close there from a Chronic. Couldn't quite get the final touch that he needed. Eugen, you can just see that Giuk is terrified of a bump coming up against him. Matane, couple of touches. Giuk has the ball all alone. A Chronic's already up. Eugen behind. The Chronic doesn't want to get dunked. Instead, it falls to Eugen, who shoots. Matt helps out Nico on the goal line.
Here we go. We have Matane going up for a flip reset off the ceiling. Cannot get it. Ascend trying to get the clear, but with no boost, the Chronic will keep this play alive. Matt, great challenge. Juke, though, doesn't go for it. Eugen trying for the infield pass, going for the bump plays. Matt clears it to the side. Nico's demoed out. It's a power play for a split second. A Chronic trying to get the infield pass. Eugen, the pre-jump off the bar and out. Ascend survive.
So close, so brave, but it wasn't Matane, it was a Chronic. Gets on back towards his own half. He's lucky it goes to the side, so he should be able to sweep up. He does. Keeps control of it as well. Follows this one up, wants to get the dunk on Nico, but Nico gets over the top of his grasp. Eugen clears long. Giuk underneath it. Ascend need to take a split second here. Startpoint looking the more likely, but finally, Ascend have a few chances of their own. A Chronic. This is nervy times for Startpoint. Eugen keeps it going and gets the boost. Huge play from him, but the challenge isn't great. It falls to Matt into the corner. Matt, a couple of touches. Now we have a demo on Startpoint from Ascend. And Eugen can slow it down. It's exhausting, Gibbs.
Yeah, but the midfield challenges by Ascend right now are doing fantastic work. Finally, a clear out by Startpoint. The 50-50 spills out off the crossbar. They cannot score. A Chronic, though, open. Secures it for Startpoint after the chaos on the goal line. Trying to get a clear out. Cannot get enough power on it.